My support for MDKO is personal, so I want that to be
Okay, hiyo ni kando. Yeah.
tukubaliana na hiyo.
Kwa
hivyo Ruth mpaka amevuta kiti.
Ready
to rumble.
This is a good conversation to have, and I like the way you just you wanted to kind of separate who you are.
Kwa hiyo kusema mtu wa Kenya Kwanza. Sorry, go ahead.
It's okay. I never fully understand. Okay, I do understand, what you may say here might affect some other people's views and stuff like that. But I think part of having debate and living in society is, as you said earlier, is taking a stand, whether it's right or wrong, but still taking a stand. So I like that. Ruth does not take stands around some things. I only take on policies. So I'm neither for these people, but there are policies like I would want to talk about with you and kind of hear,
Okay. So in short, Alan umesema, if you are a KK member and you get, umelipa membership ya MDKO, you're not getting a 10% bonus in case, something happens.
Haina uhusiano.
Haina uhusiano.
This is a personal view. I support, like you said, wholeheartedly.
Okay.
William Samoei Ruto.
All right. So talk to us about,
just for disclosure.
Yeah.
Just for disclosure. And this is very interesting. The Kenyan political space is very interesting.
Very.
I have been a supporter of Uhuru Kenyatta from 2002 when he was standing for president, 2013, 2017. And those who support him now, I don't think supported him when we supported him. So that's just for informational purposes.
Disclaimer.
Or
just in case.
Azimio, we were not with them when we were supporting Uhuru. We start there.
Okay. All right. So what are your thoughts about, what's been happening in Kenya, especially within the past 2 weeks, just from your vantage point? Just tell us what you think and how you feel.
My honest view, and I told you earlier, lately, the past few weeks, I haven't followed politics closely, but now I went on my tweet feed and I gather, some information. You'll see what's been happening in the country. One, any kind of instability is never good for any government, for any country, for any economy. So that's a big problem. Two, demonstrations of any nature are a big challenge to security forces. Look at France, the situation they've been having. They're normally a big challenge to any security forces. So what we're having in Kenya and the way they're trying to contain that situation is just unique to us. But I believe the government has done a good job in trying to contain that. I think that the strategies that are being taken, and I'm not going to take sides, but the fact that there's this tendency or there seems to be vibes that, they want to escalate this to a different level. Like I was seeing some images that were very disturbing. I saw a guy leaking a knife that had blood, right? And this guy happened to have been in the company of the former president that you talked about that had a press conference today. When you look at the image, right, and the kind of energy that brings to the support line, I think that is in itself very dangerous.
Okay, now real quick before you come in, Ruth, you said, you're in full support of the response the government made, against these demonstrations. I think we have at least 24 people dead.
It's not
from.
Let me rephrase.
No, I'm just trying to,
because I don't want to take one incident. This has been a series of incidents. So what I'm talking about is the way the government is responding, and I said this is not unique to Kenya. And it's a big challenge for most security forces in terms of how you deal with this, how you separate. Let's even look at this country. How you separate a law enforcement officer, how he identifies a threat from a non-potential threat. Some people get, responses with bullets from just lifting a stick. So when it comes to securing, or providing security, it's a very sensitive matter and depends on how those who are approaching security forces, approach them.
Now
so
you
we have to look at things from all angles.
You bring interesting comparisons of France and also the US.
Yeah.
I mean, so far in the French demonstrations, I've not had, like police shooting demonstrators. In Kenya, we have 24 people dead. Even in the US demonstrations, yes, like things happen, but it's very rare for you to hear, like 24 people were killed in a series of demonstrations. Even like, let's say, for example, let's take the George Floyd demos that went across different cities, different states. 24 people getting killed.
I'll say this. I'll say this. One, no death is valid. No death is valid. Let's first start there. Two, because you've made a lot of reference to what is currently the latest incidences that have happened. There is still an ongoing investigation onto how and who committed those crimes. Right? There are conflicting reports. There's some reports saying that the people, yeah, I understand there are videos, but there are conflicting reports. There are reports saying that the people who planned the Maandamanos actually committed these acts to escalate the. No, I said they are conflicting. This is what I said. I said they are conflicting reports.
No,
is that true?
So it's not true. It's not true. But and I'm gonna give you a chance to talk.
Okay.
And personally, I think this is where just generally in Kenya, that's where political conversations sometimes tend to take a tangent of how we feel. For me personally, it's never been a secret, which side I supported or which side I voted for. But I think it's very important to have fidelity to facts that are already available, and also to also be free to say, maybe in the last 2, I've not quite followed what's happening, so I'm not sure, because there's some factual information that's already out there on who's killing, or on of course who's been killed. It's known, and then there's also, of course this has to go through the courts of law, but then there's already like evidence that's already out there. But then again, that's why I'm saying it's important to have a fidelity to facts, and also to also say that maybe I've not followed what's been happening, so I'm not very sure. Ruth.
Okay, I need to put a stop to this, because at this point we'll go talking about facts for a while. I'm still stuck on somebody leaking blood from a knife. That's crazy.
The images out there.
Yeah, but I did not see that one, and I'm crazy. That's just crazy. But I think I want us to step back from the Maandamanos and how it's being dealt with. The introduction was a diehard KK supporter and the government, and actually would like to know from your point of view what you think of the policies that are being implemented, why you support them, or why you support the president's plan for the country, where you see Kenya going. I think we need to start from there, so that because I think it's easy for us to kind of hear one side of this is why we are opposed to that, but I really would love to know from your point of view why you support that. And as you talk about the policies, please mention the financial bill, because that is the biggest one. That is what was causing the Maandamanos.
Let me say this. Like I told Ali earlier, I've not been following Kenyan politics in detail. To say that the finance bill is what is causing the Maandamano is to me to be either insincere or not familiar with the situation in Kenya. I like the fact that Ali said he has a side he supports and he voted. I have a side I support and I voted. One thing we have to do as Kenyans is very simple. We have to learn to accept the outcome of a robust election. Short of that, then we have a problem. because everything else that's happening is happening because of our refusal to accept. And it's only one seat. It's only one seat.
Okay.
Out of all the other elected positions, it's only one seat that goes into contention to a level that causes lives. Nobody else is Actually, I think the former MP of Nyeri, I saw, made a comment and said he's not hearing any other leader that lost insisting that they negotiate. The people that were sitting or running for governor, they are not insisting that they negotiate with the governors that won. The MPs that won are not negotiating with the MPs that lost. The MCAs that won are not negotiating with the MCAs that lost.